I made over $100,000 as a dentist by putting plastic in people's mouths. Sounds weird, right? It's not. It's actually the fastest growing procedure in dentistry. And if you haven't heard about it yet, your dentist might be practicing in the Stone Ages still. My name's Dr. Avi. I'm a retired dentist and entrepreneur. On this channel, I help dentists and the general public expand their knowledge about clear aligners through educational content like this video. In this video, I'm going to be going over exactly how I helped so many patients and made over $100,000 by doing one simple procedure, which involves quite literally putting plastic in people's mouths. I did this by adopting what I call the clear aligner mindset. The clear aligner mindset has three core topics that we're going to dive into. The first is you don't know what you don't know. The second is you want to start simple. And the third is you want to go fast. So I'm guessing you're an educated person at this point in your life, and you probably think you know a lot, right? Well, guess what? You don't know what you don't know. This is the first important piece of the clear aligner mindset framework. So when I first came out of dental school, I thought that I knew everything. I was wrong. All I really knew was how to not hurt people at a fundamental level while practicing dentistry. I recognized this after I saw my first few patients out in the real world. And so I was quick to find a mentor and learn from them. There's multiple ways to learn new things. Mentors are one. You can also get free education that is all over the internet, as well as learning from experts themselves. So I had a mentor, her name was Dr. Christina Blocker. She was giving a webinar and I listened to her, and at the end of it, she said, if you ever have any questions, reach out to me. So I did exactly that. I sent her a bunch of emails following up, asking what I should do in certain cases, and this was critical to my success. Comment below if you've ever had a mentor help you out with something in your life. Okay, so after you have a mentor and you're able to learn these things, you have to do a very important step, which is do the things you learn. Taking action is super, super important. If you don't take action, you're never going to get done the thing that you wanted to do. So I took action and I started over 50 cases in 6 months. That generated over $250,000 in revenue, which completely changed the game for me. I was making more money, I had more time, and I had way more sense of fulfillment when I was doing this. Because at the end of the day, I got to be a part of so many different patients' transformations that changed their oral health and the trajectory of their own lives. Now, before you start doing things that are new, you need to know what to do. This brings us into the second aspect of the aligner mindset framework. You need to start simple. And when you start simple, it builds confidence. When you have confidence, you're going to get wins early. This is amazing for long and short-term success. Because what this does is it allows you to focus on the process, not just the procedure. So when I first started, I was taking on extremely straightforward cases. The types of cases I was doing were the ones where patients had braces, they didn't wear their retainers, and then, they had some crowding going on. We call that relapse. These cases are super predictable to start, and I highly recommend this is what you do as well. But the thing is I was shocked at how many patients actually fell into this simple category. But what this did is it allowed me to not have to stress over the clinical aspect, and I could actually focus on everything outside of physically moving the teeth. So when I was doing this, I was able to focus on the team, how to implement it and scale this entire procedure in the office. This led me to creating a free training program called How to Start and Dominate the Fastest Growing Procedure in Dentistry. If you're interested in learning about this, check it out. There's a link for it in the description below. Over 1,000 dentists have watched it and found value from it. I hope you do too. Okay, now let's get into the third and most important part of the aligner mindset framework. So the more mistakes you make, the better off you will be. You're not going to get good at something until you actually do it, and do it a lot. So you need to go fast. See, when you go fast, you're going to get through the initial learning phase a lot quicker. When you do that, you're going to start to notice patterns over time. This makes the whole concept of learning way easier. And the other thing that it does is it allows you to get past this fear of messing up, right? The threshold for that goes up. And now some of you are probably looking at me like, oh my God, this guy said mess up. It's okay. Yes, it's okay. Because the thing is if you follow the framework that I just told you by having some type of mentor or education and then starting simple, you're really not going to make that many mistakes. And even if you do, they're not going to be that big. And even if you do make mistakes, it's okay. Just make sure that you learn from them. So one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I first started off is when I didn't listen to what my mentor told me to do. And it completely sucked. I was sweating bullets on this case because the teeth got into a position that we were not expecting and nobody was happy about it. The good news is we ended up correcting it. The patient was happy and we got the results that we ultimately wanted. But this came after I had to learn how to overcome this challenge. And now the benefit here is that I never made this mistake again. I avoided taking on cases like that, and I knew what my limitations of treatment were. This was super helpful. The right thing to do probably would have been to refer it to an orthodontist. And ever since this happened, the amount of times that I refer to orthodontists has skyrocketed. So a key lesson here is to know your limits and refer if you're not sure. I hope this framework brought some clarity to how I made over $100,000 by putting plastic in people's mouths. If you found this valuable, you will absolutely love this video that I made. You need to go check it out. I'll see you in there.